Welcome, everybody, to the first episode of the Oklahoma State Wrestling Film Room. Of course, my name is Adam Engel, joined by Allison Conway. She knows the Wrestling Film Room very well. She is a wrestler, so she knows all the technique. I'm still in the process of trying to learn like an expert, but we'll take a look at two sequences that kind of, Allison, that kind of popped out to us at Stanford. It was Daton Fix. Just the way he kind of, quite frankly, got controlled in the third period from Jackson Desario of Stanford. And then we'll go to 141 right here with Dusty Hohn, that scramble against Jason Miranda. But we'll take a look right here with Daton Fix. You see him just kind of right out of the gate to start the third period. I guess we'll let it run. But Allison, what do you see from Desario here on Fix?
I think for Fix, this is kind of the scary one. I believe it was the third period where he got the most riding time, which was kind of just shocking to everyone. I think the biggest reason was because Fix just couldn't even get
right
that leg out.
Yeah,
right,
he couldn't.
right there. Couldn't get that leg out. Jason, I believe, had his arm.
Jackson Desario,
or Jackson, yeah. So
Like
standing up, standing up was a very difficult thing for Fix to try to do throughout that third round. And flattened him out, which, I mean, that's a lot of power to do to Daton Fix, but that's where he was in trouble a bit, which was a little scary.
Yeah, you see him trying to work the wrist, the elbows a little bit.
Trying to push those together.
Yeah, Desario had really good wrist control over Fix in this particular match.
Definitely. So here's a little concern. You can see him kind of reach around that leg, trying to do something there. Scoop that head with the leg, but Fix isn't that easy. So he's staying base.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a great base. He's not easy to move. I mean,
definitely not.
He's one of the best in the country for a reason.
Definitely. I think that this was kind of just concerning with the immense amount of riding time. But once again, you see that leg is still stuck.
Because right now you see it at 2:02, and you still have 25 seconds left in the bout.
It totals to, I think, about 3 minutes of riding time.
Right.
But I think just the biggest fall was, just not letting go of that leg, and just staying heavy near his head and arms.
Yeah, I mean, Desario does a really good job of kind of trapping that right leg.
Exactly, and he reaches back to that ankle every now and then, but I think that time is when Fix got that reversal. But next, I believe we have Dusty Hohn.
Yeah.
Now Miranda, he is I believe he's one of the top state placers for high school California, which is saying something.
Right.
But he's also so young compared to Hohn.
Yeah.
And the
just
years
kind
of experience.
Pause it right there, because look at that shot. But something I noticed with Hohn, and we talked about it in the podcast, is he's kind of got a different style than what Oklahoma State fans are used to. He's kind of lanky. He's got really long arms, so he's kind of that rangy motion. He's got the wingspan to just kind of reach and kind of slap somebody on the head.
Definitely, yeah. And I think in this match you can kind of see that just the age, if that kind of makes sense.
Right.
You can see Hohn is a lot more calm.
Right.
Miranda,
you see
Miranda seems a little nervous here, especially when he, gets
right
pressured
here,
like that.
Reaches
exactly.
for the.
He had a lot of good ideas, but I think Hohn was just a little more composed.
Right. And I think at this point, I mean, he probably is looking to Coach Smith, kind of coaches for directions.
Yeah, and he's definitely looking at the time of you, being aware of that. Seeing Miranda's leg there.
And that was a stalemate, right? Stall, yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. But there's a couple times where I think Hohn could have, committed with a few shots and takedowns, but he didn't. But I think that the head control was a big thing for Hohn. But Miranda, I mean, he definitely stayed with him. I'm not sure. I think he's a sophomore. I could be mistaken on that. But it was that he was definitely staying up with Hohn with the shots, the quickness that we just saw.
You see that right there.
But Hohn was so good. We're about to see a rollover or a roll through.
Look at that.
Right. So Hohn a few times got stuck on his back. This was one of the times he didn't.
Yeah, nice little scramble there.
Yeah. This part was a really good scramble with both of the wrestlers.
Trying to just move those legs around.
Definitely.
Finally does that right there.
I think ultimately Miranda's fault was that he didn't move his feet fast enough.
Right. Yeah, this is just the Stanford live stream, so the FPS not the best feet per
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, but we can see that Miranda kind of got caught there. I think
Right.
he was a little heel heavy almost, if that's what you want to say. And then that's where Hohn gets that leg in, which is just beautiful because I think that is a figure four, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah, look at that right there.
Yeah. So he gets that turnaround. He's spinning.
Right, because I
Eventually
mean
gets two.
that too is something Hohn's been searching for a little here, and but he
Exactly.
finally gets those legs
Right.
around.
And as soon as he gets that two, he got that leg immediately.
Right.
So I think that he was looking for that, and then he finally got it, and he was not gonna let that go. So now he's looking for some hand control there.
And then it's weird. I probably shouldn't, but I did cut it at there.
No, it's okay.
Probably could have run it a little more, but it's our first film room episode. But
yeah, it's definitely exciting to watch these things. But yeah, I think that this was a good match. You could kind of see the little age experience difference.
right, and I think so. Like you said, just a kind of calm composure. A guy like Dusty Hohn who's been in the situation, who's wrestled, dozens of college matches and knows how to handle himself. But I think for Oklahoma State fans, something that I kind of saw is you would probably kind of be happy with Hohn's kind of aggressiveness, so to speak. I mean, he didn't go in on a shot right away, but you kind of saw him testing the waters there.
Exactly.
There's
a couple times. I mean, you could imagine Coach getting onto him because he was doing those roll throughs. But he would get caught on his back a few times. But I think that as the matches continue throughout the season, that's going to be something that's not even going to be remembered. Yeah, so the roll throughs right there, a couple times through this match, he ended up getting just caught on his back. But, I mean, that ended up being not a problem because he won. So, but yeah, he just, aggression, I think, is a good one. Aggression and composure are the two big words.
Yeah, I think that's a theme for a lot of wrestlers because I know when we talked 2 weeks ago, I think the first media availability, Coach Smith, I know this isn't Hohn, but he was talking about how Travis Whitlake, he's like, I want Travis Whitlake to be vicious. And, the exact quote was something like, he's got to be able to go out there and punch somebody in the nose.
Exactly.
Punch somebody in the nose and kick some ass. I think that was
I
the
think
exact
that's
quote.
What he said, yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's John Smith for you.
Right, and just seeing Coach, the way he coaches like it's the last match he's ever going to coach.
Right.
So there's just that intensity every single time with every single wrestler, and I think that is such an experience that not a lot of teams get to have. So.
Right. Let's watch it one more time. This is just a really nice sequence.
Yeah. And I think Miranda did great for competing against him, but it's just a few more. Yeah.
Right, and I think, I mean, keep in mind, I mean, this was Rob Cole's first duel as a Stanford coach. I know they obviously had an entire coaching change, but it'll take some time. But I mean, with Rob Cole, I don't think it'll take that long for Stanford to be back in the conversation again. I mean, they were ranked number 14 at the time. I know, in fact. I think while we were recording, I got the Twitter notification for the new coaches ranking, so I got to check that afterwards. But no, I mean Stanford's a team that is probably going to be a whole different beast come March.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And just watching, this match and these matches in this duel, that was made apparent. So
right.
Awesome.
Well, Allison, anything else for you to add?
I don't think so. If you didn't watch Ferrari's match, go watch it because that's always fun to watch.
Right.
And I think that's about it. So it's really cool to watch.
Yeah, well, thanks, guys, for watching. Thank you for bearing with us. This was our first film room episode. I know the Okali, or my friends Sudeep and Chris Becker, they do the football film room. So, us wrestling junkies kind of wanted to replicate that a little bit. But keep an eye out. We'll probably have one each week. So I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll talk to you later.